The Year of Shadow is coming to an end, and as we wrap things up, Sonic Dream Team just got another update, and this time, it's the Shadow update. As a quick recap, we've had about 4 different updates so far. Number 1 was Speed Battle, number 2 was Sweet Dreams, number 3 was Catchy Tunes, and number 4 was the Powers update. That would make the Shadow update the 5th DLC, which is interesting because we just got 2 more than they promised. I even double checked the Sonic Stadium article, which you can find in the description below, and yeah, we got 2 more than was expected for the year of 2024, so that's really awesome. You guys already know my thoughts on this game. I think it's incredible, the best Sonic mobile game by far, but obviously nothing's perfect. As of right now, we still have no confirmation whether or not the game will ever see the light of day on anything that isn't an Apple product or Apple Arcade, such as consoles or PC. But yeah, all I can really say is continue to make your voices heard. Hopefully they'll see the demand in the comments. Obviously be kind and respectful about it. And hopefully one day we can see it on consoles in the future. But with all that being said, let's get to the new update, simply titled Shadow. The game just got edgier. Just kidding, we're out of the 2010s. We're finally back to understanding Shadow's character again. Let's go. Here's what the update screen says. New update, Shadow. Take control of Shadow and master his new Chaos Control abilities. Loads more challenge levels to discover. New rewards, including 6 new powers to collect. We got 2 new Shadow cutscenes. I already reacted to these on stream. I think they're immaculate, but if you want to see them no commentary, check them out now. So yeah, once again, when it comes to animations, Dream Team excels. Like, it has some of the best character animations, some of the best cutscenes. Seriously, it's absolutely mind-blowing how insane this all is for a mobile game. Like, this is something you would see in Sonic X Shadow Generations. And before then, this was better than Sonic Frontiers, which is insane. I think what's unfolding plot-wise is Shadow joins the Dream by, I guess, being exposed to the Dream aura around the other characters while they're asleep. And I think he joins midway through the Nightmare Eggman boss fight, because that's kind of like where the first tutorial level takes place here. Oh, and by the way, the level shows up as like an introduction whenever you click on Tails challenges. Once again, the level design doesn't disappoint in the slightest. Even for a tutorial level, this is really good. Your objective initially is to pick up the Chaos Emerald that fell from somewhere, I don't know. And when you get that, you get access to Shadow's Chaos abilities like Chaos Control and a new one, Chaos Shift. Chaos Control does what you would expect at this point. It pretty much freezes time for a couple of seconds. Use Chaos Control by hitting the homing attack button, and it's really useful for slowing down objects moving very quickly. One major downside with Chaos Control though is you have to be standing still to perform it, which is a bit of a shame because it really slows down the pace of the level and can kind of kill the level's flow. Obviously, I get why they did it. You know, most people are going to be playing the game on their phones, and you got to use touch controls, and in order to make it as simple as possible, you got to limit the number of buttons on screen. But the thing is, some of the level design, especially later on in the challenge levels, can be pretty intense and involved, and I really think it would have benefited from the additional button inputs. The new ability, Chaos Shift, is really fun, and if you guys have ever played The Amazing Spider-Man, you'd know that in that game you can do this thing where you like sort of freeze time and like web rush through obstacles. It was really sick, and like you could pick whatever point you wanted to go to. That's exactly what this feels like, and it's something that I'm shocked Shadow never had up until this point. It gives you an indicator on screen telling you where you're going to land when you use it, which I really appreciate, and you can use it to get through objects and even like chaos, I guess, energy dash trails, which is cool. Reminds me of Sonic X Shadow Generations there. I think the challenge level makes the best use of it because you can use it to like shift into walls that are slightly inclined and wall run on them instead of just having a wall that sort of has a ramp from the ground to the wall, you know, like we're always used to with Sonic wall running. So that is really cool. Its only drawback is it doesn't take you far enough. You kind of shift a little bit, but not as far as I would like to go. Thankfully, this update carries over from update 4, the powers update, and there's a brand new power that lets you double chaos shift that's unlockable in the game, which solves that problem. I touched on it a bit before, but I think the level design in this game is great, and I think Hardlight has the potential to make some of the best designed levels in the entire series. Upon initial view, a lot of people just think, oh, it's just a bunch of floating platforms above a bottomless pit. This is just going to be like Sonic Frontiers. But no, trust me, this is way better than that. The Dream Team levels have always felt like giant playgrounds, very similar to a skating game, kind of like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, where like it's just a bunch of ramps everywhere and you're flying across the level and you're using momentum to take you different places. And that's the key word. I don't think momentum is necessary for good level design, but I think it genuinely elevates the experience and is truly what Sonic is all about. I feel like I've said this before, but the appeal of Dream Team's level design to me is it feels very different to what the rest of the series has been going for ever since Sonic Adventure 2. You know, a lot of Sonic games follow that linear but multiple pathway style. This game feels very wide open. It's like putting the Frontiers open world into a level, but more accurately, it's more like the Sonic Adventure 1 level design. Of course, you do still have the more linear levels, but it feels like the terrain is never wasted. They always want you going and using the entire level to get to where you want to go. Anyways, the point is, the Shadow levels that I did get to play, I'll talk about that later, they were really good. Bit of a drawback though, Shadow doesn't have a homing attack when not attacking enemies, which I think is kind of disappointing. Sonic and Amy both have that, and I think it really adds to the flow of the game. Alright, so we talked about Shadow, the controls, the level design, and most importantly, how based it is that Shadow the Hedgehog is in the game. But what about the other content? Here's where it gets bad. A little bit. Tails Challenges got a quality of life update where you can now see all the unlocks that you got in the Tails Rewards progression tab. And don't worry, don't get the wrong idea, this isn't a battle pass. It's just a progression system with XP that you get by playing the game daily for a certain amount of time. Huh. Maybe it is a battle pass. But yeah, now you can use completion and rank XP that you get from Tails Challenges to add to those rewards. And also, a brand new rewards tab was added for Shadow. You can unlock some more new stuff the more you play, of course. It's time gated, so you kind of have to play every couple days. And eventually, you will unlock Shadow as a separate character in the main game. That means Shadow isn't just a Sonic skin, but rather his own character. Don't get me wrong, I think it's really good post-game content that there's now more of a reason to go through Tails Challenges and get higher ranks on levels so that you can now access Shadow at some point, but the problem is, I feel like the amount of XP you earn is a little bit too low, and it's gonna take a long time before you really get Shadow. And the same thing goes for all the new powers. I mean, I'm glad statues, music, whatever, those all felt pretty optional, and they were really just things that you would get if you really wanted to, but Shadow, like an actual character being locked behind this, I don't think that's a good idea. Overall thoughts on the update, I'm gonna be a bit biased because I do love Shadow. I think it was pretty good. For the most part, what was added was really good. I like Shadow, I like the level design. I think his gameplay is really engaging and fun. The only thing I have a problem with is he can't homing attack wherever he wants to. It has to be whenever an enemy is present, which is a bit annoying because Sonic and Amy can do that. And I don't like that Chaos Control isn't mapped to a certain button and that you have to stand still to be able to use it. It reminds me of how the character switching worked the exact same way in Sonic Dream Team before they added a power that let you do that whenever you wanted to, and that made the game 10 times more fun. And I don't like that Shadow is a Tails Challenge reward. I think he should just be unlocked right out the gate. Maybe you can have him, like, for when you beat the game. That would be a great post-game reward, but that's just me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one. When Sonic Movie 3 finally drops, I can't wait. Peace out. Thank you for watching this video. Shout out to Sonic Heroes 54, Azora, Shadow Tart, Rewind Plays, Harry Short, James, Tails the Fox, and MLM0130, the Tunes Maker, for becoming channel members. If you'd like to become a channel member, be sure to hit that join button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.